Liberty City 2001. Before Grove Street, before the families in Dallas, before Los Santos even mattered, this was the blueprint. GTA 3 introduced us to a city carved up by 8 major criminal organizations, each controlling their own turf, each with their own agenda, and each ready to put a bullet in Claude Speed's skull the second he crossed them. Let's break down every major gang that runs Liberty City district by district, from the bottom feeders to the power players. By the way, if you're not subscribed yet, fix that. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive into the chaos. Now, go back to the video. The Leone Family. Start with the Mafia. The Leone Family, the single most powerful criminal organization in Liberty City, run by Don Salvatore Leone. This is old-school organized crime at its peak. They control Portland, the industrial heart of the city, and they've got their hands in everything. Protection rackets, loan sharking, garbage disposal as a front for body disposal, and enough political connections to make the mayor sweat. Salvatore runs his empire from his mansion in St. Mark's, surrounded by wise guys in suits who've been doing this since before Claude was born. His underboss is Joey Leone, his son, who operates out of a garage in Trenton and handles the car theft side of the business. Joey's competent but soft compared to his old man. He's got a thing for Misty, one of the girls, and that weakness shows. Then there's Tony Cipriani, Salvatore's most trusted capo and an absolute killer. Tony's the enforcer, the guy who gets his hands dirty when diplomacy fails. He's loyal to a fault, which makes him dangerous, and he reports directly to Salvatore for the heaviest jobs. The Leones dress in dark suits, drive mafia sentinels, and their soldiers are everywhere in Portland. They're the first gang Claude works for after the bridge explosion traps him on the island, and initially they treat him like an asset. But here's the problem. Salvatore's paranoid. Catalina, Claude's ex who shot him and left him for dead at the start of the game, is now sleeping with Salvatore. She whispers poison in his ear, convincing him Claude's making moves on her. Salvatore orders a hit. Claude survives, kills Salvatore, and the Leone family begins to fracture without their Don. The Triads. Cross the Callahan Bridge into Staunton Island, and you hit Triad territory. Specifically, the Liberty City Triads, led by an elderly, wheelchair-bound gangster who never shows his face but commands absolute respect. The Triads operate out of the back rooms of small businesses, their influence woven into Chinatown and parts of Belleville Park. But the real face of the Triads for most of the game is the old Oriental gentleman's subordinates, who communicate through intermediaries. The Triads are ancient, disciplined, and traditional. They don't flash wealth like the Yakuza or the Cartel. They move in silence. Their soldiers wear distinctive teal jackets and leather pants, and they're armed to the teeth. The Triads are in direct conflict with the Yakuza over control of the casino and construction rackets in Staunton. It's not just about turf, it's ideological. The Triads see the Yakuza as upstarts, flashy newcomers trying to muscle in on territory the Triads have held for decades. Claude ends up working for the Triads through their intermediaries, taking out Yakuza operations and disrupting cartel shipments. Their vehicles are mostly Kurumas, compact and fast. Their MO is efficiency. No wasted moves, no unnecessary heat. When the Triads come for you, it's surgical. The Yakuza. The Yakuza are the Triads' mirror image. Modern, aggressive, and expanding fast. Led by Kenji Kassen, a sharp-dressed, calculating Oyabun who operates out of the casino in Staunton Island, the Yakuza are all about image and intimidation. They wear dark suits with purple shirts, drive stallions and stingers, and carry serious firepower. Kenji's smart. He's playing both sides, keeping his sister Asuka in the loop while secretly negotiating deals that benefit the Yakuza above everyone else. Asuka herself is ruthless. After Claude kills Salvatore and escapes Portland, it's Asuka who picks him up and pulls him into the Yakuza's orbit. She becomes one of Claude's primary employers, using him to wage war on the cartel and eliminate Yakuza rivals. The Yakuza's primary conflict is with the Triads over control of Staunton's underworld, but they're also clashing with the cartel, who are trying to dominate the drug trade. Kenji sees opportunity in chaos, and he's willing to let Claude destabilize rival gangs while the Yakuza consolidate power. Here's the twist. The cartel, through Catalina's manipulation, assassinates Kenji in a move designed to frame the cartel's enemies. It works. Asuka spirals, the Yakuza lose their leadership, and the power vacuum on Staunton widens. Claude, as always, keeps moving. The Colombian Cartel. Now we're talking about pure, unfiltered violence. The Colombian Cartel operates out of Shoreside Vale, specifically Cochrane Dam and the surrounding areas. These aren't gangsters. These are paramilitary narcotics traffickers led by Catalina, yes, the same woman who betrayed Claude in the opening cutscene, and backed by a small army of sicarios. The cartel doesn't play by Liberty City rules. They roll deep with assault rifles, heavy firepower, and zero hesitation. Their operations are decentralized. They control drug labs, smuggling routes through the airport, and safe houses scattered across Shoreside Vale. They dress in denim and leather, drive cartel cruisers, and they shoot first. Catalina's running the show with an iron fist, and she's got backing from a mysterious contact simply referred to as Miguel. The cartel is bleeding into Staunton Island, trying to muscle out the Yakuza and Triads from the narcotics trade. They're ruthless, efficient, and absolutely hated by every other gang in the city. Claude's final mission involves hunting Catalina down after she kidnaps Maria Latorre, Salvatore's ex-wife, and demands a ransom. The cartel makes their last stand at Cochrane Dam, and Claude tears through them to reach Catalina. It's personal, and it's bloody. The Diablos. Back to Portland. The Diablos are a Latino street gang controlling Hepburn Heights, a rundown, graffiti-covered neighborhood that the Leones barely bother with. Led by a gangster named El Burro, a Spanish-speaking arms dealer who communicates through pagers, the Diablos are small-time compared to the mafia, but they're vicious. El Burro operates entirely through pager messages scattered across Portland, offering Claude freelance work that's always destructive. The Diablos specialize in arson, arms dealing, and intimidation. They wear orange and red, throw Molotov cocktails like it's their religion, and their territory in Hepburn Heights is constantly on fire. Burning cars, burning buildings, burning rivals. Their main beef is with the Triads. The Diablos see them as foreign invaders trying to control Portland's rackets, which leads to constant street warfare. Drive-bys, ambushes, turf skirmishes that the cops barely respond to anymore. The Leones don't see the Diablos as a real threat. They're contained to Hepburn Heights, and as long as they stay there, Salvatore lets them play gangster. The Diablos drive beat-up muscle cars, fittingly called Diablos, and their soldiers carry bats, pistols, and those damn Molotovs. El Burro's side missions send Claude to destroy Triad operations and terrorize rivals. The Diablos aren't trying to take over Liberty City. They're trying to carve out their corner of hell and burn anyone who challenges them. The Yardies. The Yardies are a Jamaican gang operating out of Newport and parts of Staunton Island. They're into drug dealing, protection rackets, and small-time hustles. They wear green and yellow, drive voodoos and bananas, and their soldiers are aggressive but disorganized. King Courtney is their implied leader, though he's never seen in-game. The Yardies clash primarily with the Yakuza, who see them as competitors in the drug trade. They're also hostile to Claude once he starts working for the Yakuza and taking out their operations. The Yardies aren't trying to run the city. They're trying to survive in it, carving out whatever territory they can in Staunton's underworld. The Southside Hoods. The Southside Hoods are an African-American street gang controlling Wichita Gardens and Shoreside Vale. They wear purple and black, drive Hoods Rumpo XLs, and treat their neighborhood like a sovereign nation. Wichita Gardens is a low-income housing project, and the Hoods defend it with everything they've got. They're hostile on sight, drive into their territory, and they assume you're a rival or looking for trouble. They don't negotiate. They don't ask questions. They just shoot. Unlike other gangs, the Hoods don't have a visible leader. They operate as a collective, which makes them unpredictable and hard to dismantle. Their main conflict is with the Colombian Cartel, who control the rest of Shoreside Vale. But Wichita Gardens is a fortress. Those narrow streets and tight alleys make pushing the Hoods out a bloodbath the cartel doesn't want to commit to. So, there's an uneasy stalemate. The Hoods hold their block and dare anyone to try them, and by the time Claude finishes his business in Shoreside, they're still there, still holding ground. The Red Jacks. The Red Jacks are Liberty City's biker gang, operating out of a small stretch of industrial waterfront in Staunton Island. They're the smallest gang in the game and the least threatening. They wear denim and leather, ride PCJ 600s, and think they run something. But the Yakuza, Triads, and Leones barely acknowledge they exist. The Red Jacks specialize in illegal street racing, chop shops, and low-level drug distribution. They steal bikes, strip them for parts, and run small gambling operations around street races. It's not an empire. It's just bikers doing biker shit, trying to make ends meet in a city that's moved past them. Their territory is a few blocks near the water, a couple of garages, maybe a bar where they hang out. The Yakuza own the casino 2 blocks over. The Triads control the business district beyond that. The Red Jacks are squeezed into the cracks, occupying space nobody else wants. They're aggressive if you wander into their turf, but they have no storyline involvement. They're ambient enemies, background noise in a city full of bigger, more dangerous criminals. The gang war hierarchy. Here's how it breaks down. The Leone family controls Portland until Claude destabilizes them. The Yakuza and Triads fight over Staunton Island while the cartel bleeds in from Shoreside Vale. The Diablos hold Hepburn Heights through chaos and arson. The Yardies scramble for drug territory in Newport. The Southside Hoods lock down Wichita Gardens like a fortress. The Red Jacks ride around Staunton pretending they're relevant. Claude works for almost all of them at some point, playing sides, taking contracts, and ultimately dismantling the entire criminal infrastructure of Liberty City. By the time Catalina's dead and Maria's screaming in the credits, the city's gang structure is in ruins. The Leones lost their Don, the Yakuza lost Kenji, the Cartel lost Catalina. The Triads are still standing, but barely. If you enjoyed diving into Liberty City's criminal underworld, wait until you see what those gangs created. GTA's most unhinged missions didn't happen by accident. They were born from pure chaos. Watch next, the 7 levels of chaos. GTA's most infamous missions ranked. It's every insane moment, every legendary mission, and the real reason Rockstar designed them the way they did. Click here and step into the chaos, and make sure to subscribe if not already.